Let's talk together about what some of the issues are whenever you're engaged in doing searching of data, looking for data that is going to obviously try to be responsive to issues of privilege or to be responsive to the relevant issues that are in the case. And when you're thinking about searching electronic discovery, remember that there is a history that's been involved here that's evolving about how it is that documents and data can be searched. What I'd like to do then is to talk about the purposes of the search and to recognize that what you're trying to do is you're trying in the searching to filter junk from potential relevant data. Number two, you're looking to try to find and remove exact duplicates so that you have the original document that you need. You're trying to find relevant records. And number four, you're trying to find privileged records that are obviously going to be subject to your withholding to the other side. Let me go back and just say mention find and remove exact duplicates. Obviously that can limit dramatically the scope of the data that's produced if you can filter out all of the exact duplicate copies of the data as it's stored in the system, and that can be very, very useful for you. When you think about the categorizations of these four purposes for searching, the specially developed commercial search algorithms are going to be very, very helpful to you, and we'll talk a little bit more about that as you're filtering and as you're finding and removing exact duplicates. Number two, you are also going to be looking at commercial or proprietary search algorithms that could be useful to you in finding relevant records, finding privileged records. And so you've got help here when you're thinking about what it is that you can do by going to different suppliers of commercial or proprietary search engines that can, or software that can go ahead and help you in your process. Remember, there are four basic types of search technology. In the early days, what we were doing is we were looking for words, and so what you do is you would plug in different words and word substitutes and see whether or not in fact you could find those words in documents. And so we've seen this, we've given examples of for privileges, all the substitutes for lawyers and for legal advice and all of the kinds of synonyms that can be used in order to be able to try to find out whether or not something is likely to be privileged. And so word searching in the 1950s is a search technology that you can use. Now, number two, remember that in the early days of Lexis and Westlaw, that what we were looking at is rules-based searching. We're looking at words in relationship to other words and trying to find out whether there are 25 words removed or 10 words removed, and how those different word relationships based upon the numbers of words in relationship to the other are going to produce likely documents that are going to be relevant. Now, natural language searches followed on very, very quickly, and so that you just type in natural language what your search is, and obviously that's the kind of thing that Google has really made a career at and a business out of, is being able to figure out by looking at grammatical structures and organizing those grammatical structures from there to find out words and word substitutes that are likely going to be relevant to your search. And so verbs and nouns and the relationships of those verbs and nouns in the natural language systems produce certain kinds of relationships in searching that allow you to be able to discover information. And then finally, that in fact the ability to do what are called content or content-based searching, something that's developed in the early 90s, is something that allows for an analysis of substitutes and synonyms for a particular subject in order to be able to help discover and find what it is that you're looking for. And recognizing that any one of these four search technologies is going to be flawed. There's no way that you're going to be able to have a magic production to be able to get everything from any one of these systems. And so what you're looking for is you're looking for a negotiation often with the other side as to what would most likely produce the documents that you're looking for, and realizing the limitations of what it is that you're doing. Now, when you're meeting the challenges then of searching, acknowledge the search system is not perfect. No system is. consider trying to get an agreement on search terms, rules, or patterns with the other side. And talk about with the other side what it is that you can agree on as to date ranges and unit ranges and the types of subject matter that you're looking for, and then brainstorm with the other side as to what substitutes may be used, especially as you're trying to figure out some of the synonyms that are involved that are likely kinds of substitutes for the subject that you're looking for. Document each search so the search terms, rules, and patterns are known. This is what we did, this is what we searched for, these are the reasons why we didn't use these documents, because these documents were labeled this way, and that's why we didn't produce it. And go ahead and document that search process and maintain the relevant record set searches so that they can be redone. Again, the notion that what you have is you've had a backup server or a mirror image that's done before you go ahead and you do your search guarantees your ability to be able to show that what you searched, in fact, was done appropriately. So searching is part of your task. It's part of what you're supposed to be competent to do. Let me recommend to you that sometimes a linguist is very useful to you, because a linguist can think with you about the certain kinds of substitutes and the languages and the Romantic languages and different languages that are out there to be able to try to figure out whether you can figure what the words and the content are likely to be. Consult with the experts to help you in the search process, and certainly propose a negotiation with the other side to see whether you can manage your dispute, the searching process, in an amicable way. Thank you.